too much success with all their insightful views. Do you grow yourself or buy from the top shelf? Are you here to take the reins and gain back your health? Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a like, crack a pipe, and let's get on with it. If you want to acquire the knowledge, you don't have to go to college. You can just come hang with Aaron and Dave.
Welcome to the Elevated News Podcast with Two Up Dudes. We're a podcast focused on discussing local and national cannabis news and culture. I'm Aaron.
I'm Dave.
And this is our friend
John.
Hey John, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Man, I'm great. Thanks for coming in. This is awesome. This is a long time, or a little bit long time coming.
You know, what's time anyway?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Glad to be here.
bingo.
Hell yeah, man. Well, you're here all the time, right? Because you're a part-timer of Lil Bean Grow Shop here
I
in
am
Hill,
now a
correct?
part-time employee here.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah, it just started.
Fucking dope. Well, good for you.
It's a new.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a great community over
Hell yeah.
Glad to be here.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
John also comes to the Fox Valley Growers Club events. I see him at all the Lil Bean events. So like I've gotten to know him over the
Loves
last
to be
year.
part of the community.
Hell yeah, he's yeah. They got some good weed too, and then you and your partner Michaela has Spiteful Stitches, who
That's right.
I think we've talked about on one of the podcasts. I'm sure.
I definitely have heard it mentioned.
Yeah,
before.
we've definitely talked about it.
Yeah.
The cats at home have the little joints and stuff.
That they
catnip
do.
joints.
Everything is what we call infused.
Yeah.
As far as her crochet line goes,
Yeah.
they're all little cat toys.
Yeah.
Kind of how we started, and
Get the hell
Yep.
it's just kind of fun, and cats love it, and it's kind of hilarious to
Yeah.
see the cats playing with some fun stuff.
Archie, the
That-
black cat at home, the fat one,
Yes.
loves the joint.
Awesome.
That
Loves the joint.
is so cool.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
the pink bong,
Yep.
and then look at the orange pipe. It's
Oh,
packed.
I
The little mushroomies.
I've been
amanitas.
sitting here
Yeah.
pretty excited about it the whole
Hell
time.
yeah.
I'm also a mushroom fan,
Yep.
and to kind of span into that
Yeah,
side.
got some little mushrooms there.
Colors are beautiful.
And then the tops of the jars.
That is all embroidery that she
Yeah.
does.
so dope.
Yeah.
That was another just kind of, hey, what if I started doing this?
Yep.
And here we are, and just making custom jar lids for people, and
That's
it's
super.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. I wish I could totally speak for her, but other than her being beautiful and extremely talented, I don't know how much more I could say. It's her hands that do all
Yeah,
the great
yeah.
crafting, and
I mean, I always saw you at the
I
vendor
just stand
tents,
there
so-
and help.
Yeah, you're always there, just trying
You
to
know?
help out, and that's
Personally, I call those little joints my emotional support joints.
yeah.
Because I carry them around at events when I don't have one packed and ready to go. I could just pick up one of those and feel like I got one in my hand.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Rarely are we at events where we
Don't have one. in
Don't
my
have
hand.
one in
But,
yeah. Heck yeah, dude. I can't wait to get into it with you.
I guess maybe I'm more promoting.
Well, yeah.
That's okay. Promote away.
I mean,
That's-
that's the point. And Michaela's great, and I've
Yeah, for
interacted with her a few times. She's always fun. Making me some lilacs right now.
That she is.
I can't wait to see them. The little flowers are
Yeah,
so
she's-
cool.
Kind of broadened her horizons, trying to get to some other non-420 events too, and
Yeah.
do some flowers and other cool crafts.
Is there an online shop or is this all in person?
You
so
can
far?
reach out on our Instagram,
Spiteful
just at
Stitches.
Spiteful Stitches,
Yeah. Okay.
and hit her up there. She'd be happy to work out some custom orders
Yeah.
or
Sweet.
just kind of send some stuff out. But we kind of found sending stuff out is not cost effective
No, it's
for
not.
you.
It can be. You're right.
Almost costs more than the product
True.
itself.
Yeah.
True.
So-
And then the labor of having
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
kind of feel bad. You're like, well, I have this product for you, but I have to charge you almost more than double because to ship it to you is $12, and
right.
Yeah. Get in the old ship station from
so
PayPal.
local preferred, but we're
Yeah.
always willing to ship
Yeah.
wherever.
Sweet.
I'll teach you some shipping habits that might help you save a few dollars if you get into that side of things.
Sure.
Yeah, Dave.
Even that, honestly, I have shipped a bunch of things and things like that you should not be spending $12 on.
Yeah.
And that way, if that's a barrier to why that's not in more people's hands, just yeah. Because I think it's a cool product. Just
Yeah.
sitting here looking at it from here, they look great.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm a cat person more than I'm a dog person, so
Agreed.
stuff for the cats, run it up. I'm
We
into
got both. I got a dog and a cat.
Hey, listen, I'm not against dogs. I'm just saying there's something a little bit, yeah.
It's fun to see
Easier to
playing around
take
with it.
care of. Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I've heard of people's dogs grabbing a hold of them too, and then playing with those
Yeah.
I can
little
imagine.
toys as well.
I
guess it depends on what kind of dog you got.
Mine would probably chew it apart in minutes.
Yeah.
So
my mother's dog right now would play with that thing, rip it 100% apart, and then that's
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
I like that.
Hell yeah.
That's okay.
have some fun.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Enjoy your life.
Speaking of events, let's do some plugs.
Sure.
Cool.
We got some cool stuff to talk about, stuff you're involved in too. But let's do some plugs since we're talking about Spiteful Stitches. Is there anything else do you wanna plug your Instagram, or we can do this at the end too, but like Spiteful Stitches.
At Spiteful
At
Stitches.
Spiteful Stitches.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Got a Facebook account, Instagram account.
Yeah.
Yeah, check her out.
Come
Cool.
get it. We're gonna talk more about
Yeah.
Spiteful Stitches for sure. If you grow, you know. Having the right gear for your home garden makes all the difference. That's why you need to get on board with Crop Culture's quarterly home grower boxes.
Crop Culture releases insane value boxes every 3 months packed with premium seeds, growing equipment, and unique extras tailored for those who want to plant with a purpose.
But that's not all. Coming soon, they're launching monthly crop drops, where you can snag a pack or two of Fire Genetics along with must-have gardening accessories like AC Infinity's legendary trimming scissors.
We're talking stickers, mystery goodies, and deeply discounted bundles you won't find anywhere else. Just an easy one-time purchase with no commitment.
Their current quarterly box is an absolute steal, featuring top-shelf genetics, a pH meter or smell-proof bag, monitoring tools, fermented plant probiotics, and more.
And for our listeners, use the code 2DOPEDUDES for $10 off any purchase of $100 or more at cropculture.net.
So whether you want the full quarterly experience or just need a regular re-up, Crop Culture's got you covered.
Level up your garden and score some gear that'll have your plants standing tall. If you grow, you know you need to check them out at cropculture.net before sold-out regret sets in. Let them help you plant with a purpose. Hey, Canna Curious connoisseurs, are you looking to elevate your wellness routine? Take it up a notch with Mr. CBD Chicago.
That's right, dude. They've got everything you need from their brand new El Jefe line, with CBD and THC sprays for a discreet and convenient dose, to their legendary Moonrock matte bottle rockets and the always satisfying Spliff Society pre-rolls.
And listen up, 2Dope Dude listeners. Use the code 2DOPEDUDES at checkout for 10% off your entire order at MrCBDChicago.com. That's right, 10% off.
So ditch the stress and embrace the good vibes with Mr. CBD Chicago. Head over to their website today. Just remember, use the code 2DOPEDUDES for that sweet discount. You're not going to regret it. Hey there, fellow plant enthusiasts. Tired of using chemical fertilizers that harm your soil and the environment?
We feel you. That's why we want to introduce you to Green Grow Biological.
Green Grow offers organic soil amendments packed with beneficial bacteria and mycorrhizae fungi like their popular Pride Bloom fertilizer and flower finisher.
These little powerhouses work together to improve your soil health, helping your plants grow strong and healthy naturally. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, Green Grow has something for you.
And because Green Grow is committed to sustainable practices, you can feel good about what you're putting into your home and garden.
Head over to thegreengrow.com to learn more about their amazing products and how they can help you take your gardening to the next level.
And listen up, because here's a special offer just for our listeners. Use the code 2DOPEDUDES for 10% off your entire order at thegreengrow.com.
That's 2DOPEDUDES for 10% off at greengrow.com. Happy planting!
And you can find us, the Elevated News Podcast, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all your other favorite streaming and podcast apps. Google Podcasts is apparently going away. Well, I'm not apparently. They've talked about it for a while, but all the other ones you can find us. The Two Dope Dudes YouTube channel. Please give us a like and leave a review. This helps us reach more people. And then the other thing I want to talk about hopefully by now y'all know, but if you don't, Miles from Fermented Plant Extracts and Weed Should Taste Good is going to be here for an educational event on June 22nd, which is a Saturday, and we're going to do it right here at the Little Bean Grow Shop. And he will be teaching a class on ferments and living soil and, you know, whatnot. Y'all should definitely check it out. We're doing awesome things. And then he'll be here the next day with Portal Provisions, one of the Colorado homies, at the barbecue event in Carroll Stream, which is the Little Bean Farmers Market. So come out to that. Let's go. It's going to be great. We're going to have lots of fun. Other than that, you can find us at supportdopepeople.com, along with links to our other pods and free stickers just by providing your email and address. Also follow the @Fox Valley Growers Club on Instagram. Email us at tdopedudespodcast@gmail.com, like our friend here did, and said, I want to be on the podcast, and here he is. So,
Bang.
that's all I got to
Welcome.
talk about.
Yeah. What are you doing Thursday night? You want to fuck around and find out?
Yeah. You wanna make some AI songs?
Yeah.
Play some Jackbox. You know, Tank's been complaining that you weren't playing Jackbox. He wanted to watch y'all play Jackbox.
I would get down, bro, but I've been too busy ranting
I know.
and making AI music. 'Cause
I know.
that shit is fun, dude. I was listening to music the other day. 223,000 likes. Playing on YouTube. It is a fucking AI song. It's called, well, I don't want to say what it's called because, well, we're not fucking rated. It's called Glue Your Balls to Your Butthole or something like that. And I just
I think that's
happened to
something only
stumble-
old people can do.
Yeah, well, it sounds like an AI song. And,
That's fantastic.
Every day we're getting older.
well, yeah, that's
No
fine.
shit.
But yeah, so AI songs are the thing, dude. People are fucking hitting likes on it. 223,000 likes on an AI song.
I mean, it's probably for the memes though.
Hey, well, yeah, you're right. Anyway, yeah, come hang out Thursday nights, Peace, Love, and Coke. And yeah, what else is going on?
I wanted to go through YouTube comments real quick from our last episode, if
All
we
right.
could.
Let's do it.
I just gotta make it larger.
Oh,
Fantastic. All the other ones were enlarged except for this one. So this is the last one. Dudes are finally taking on cannabis rescheduling, episode 45. You can go away. Congrats on 1,000 followers on Instagram. We just did a cool giveaway with Elite Cut Genetics. Super awesome.
Yep.
We love it. Rochelle, what's up, brother?
Oh, what's up, brother?
Let's go. Charlie says it's raining in VA.
Yeah.
Charles says, I have stomach problems. It seems that the purple weed helps me the most.
Lionel,
Lionel.
probably.
Lavender Jones, huh?
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. And it probably, I mean, it's 100% something in the stomach that tends to be, or something to be sedative to the stomach or relaxing and calming. So yeah, Lionel, very good possibility. And most purple weed,
It's
depending on what it
just
is.
got-
Depending on what it is, something called purple, right? That's more what I'm saying. And not just appeared to be purple.
Yeah.
But yeah, it tends to be more Lionel packed. So yeah.
Some guy named John Voigt, 620, said, I was one of those crazy kids who got some of that brickweed seeds and wondered what would happen if I planted it.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
What
I was
happened?
one of those crazy kids.
Yeah.
I planted it.
Yeah.
And what do you know? It grew.
yeah.
And after that, it was kind of all uphill from there, as far as I'm concerned.
Nice. Oh
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also once threw somewhere in the range of hundreds of seeds into the ground in the
Mhm.
backyard and covered it. And then all of a sudden, when there was about 40-ish plants coming out of the ground, and I was like, oh, fuck.
Wow, what do I do?
Yeah, oh, fuck. But yeah, I did that also once.
There was also this one. David Graff, appreciate the chat and the videos. Guys, have a great day. This is from the other one. the week before. Enjoyed this week's discussion from Crop Culture. Love you,
Nice.
dude.
Hell yeah.
Impulsive Gardens. Check out those elite cut genetic seeds. Appreciate you guys. First, fast photoperiod genetics like goats are an F1 generation cross between a photoperiod and autoflower. So we were talking about.
Yeah,
you're right.
that too. Yep,
Yeah.
I remember that. That was actually. Hey, thanks for that.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
like when people answer the
Exactly.
questions that I'm talking about in life.
Exactly.
That was really nice of you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. So, and then Joe 151.
Oh, I fucking.
I
love
know you
Joe.
do. He even timestamped 4946, where you specifically asked, "Would you like us to review dispensary products? What would you like to see?" I would be excited to hear reviews. I picked up an eighth of the Ridgeline lands from a rec dispensary. Fire, but wow, the taxes.
Okay, so
But now he knows.
well, that's perfect.
That's perfect.
I
Yeah.
love you.
Yes.
I've been looking at Ridgeline Lance for fucking the last 4 weeks,
Mhm.
thinking of you directly, and I will absolutely smoke that in full. I'll give you a review. The taxes are astro-fucking-nomical. We absolutely we do all realize that we
Yeah.
are. That the phrase taxation without representation has never meant more than what it does in the current moment and in the current. This market definitely said. I mean, just all across the whole political system, it is fucking weird. But this thing, 41% taxation. You don't see it in anything else. There is nothing you fucking see 40 fucking percent taxation with. Well, I'll sit here and wait. Maybe somebody can answer in the fucking comment section. Maybe there is something out there like that, but hopefully
Probably
it's
guns.
fucking uranium or something. Yeah, some shit
Guns,
that's gonna
maybe liquor or tobacco.
Yeah.
But
But-
things that'll
you-
come anywhere close.
Yeah.
Even then, liquor and fucking tobacco are 10%
Yeah.
and 18%
Right,
or whatever
yeah.
the fuck they are, and I don't know. Yeah, but also one of them kills 400,000 fucking people a year, and one of them is killing like.
Well,
whatever
again,
the
that's why
fuck
we
it
need to
is.
change the way people think and talk about cannabis and hemp. We need to stop people from thinking about it like alcohol and tobacco and think about it like coffee and coffee shops.
I mean, I just want to think about it as if we don't have to pretend it's anything else except for cannabis. And this thing is arguably one of the best Swiss Army knives that we have in our physical fucking backpack, in our fucking mental. I mean, its capabilities fucking span so far. And we haven't even talked about what it's capable of in fucking manufacturing and as hemp, you know, it's
As
a whole
biomass,
the coolest fucking plant, and the fact that it's treated the way that it is and it is taxed the way that it is, it's sicko. It's sicko. Tax fucking candy 41%. We have too many fucking diabetics, realistically. All right,
Yeah.
and we just allow people regularly to slam fucking pounds and pounds of sugar at a fucking time, and we just nothing about it, right? But you know, fucking somebody, God forbid, smokes a one hitter, it's like the end of the fucking world now. And it's 41%.
That's crazy.
I
Hey,
just went on a rant. So.
on the last podcast, did I talk about how I was on or I attended the Medical Cannabis Advisory Board? Did I
I
talk
believe so.
about that?
It could have been.
One of the last ones.
Talking about putting the new debilitating conditions on.
So yeah, this happened on May 13th.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think we
remember
did the
seeing
7th, right?
cyst and the
Well, yeah, so this was going to happen, and then I was on.
generalized anxiety.
Yeah, that's the next one. I was on the Cole memo. If you really want to hear my thoughts on this, we don't have to go over this now. But the one thing that I'm really glad that Illinois News Joint, as a news service, they actually they got this quote that I was just kind of outraged about, and I talked about. Let's see here. Here we go. Miss Nichols. When talking about polycystic ovarian syndrome as a qualifying debilitating condition for medical cannabis patients became more robust and divided than any previously considered condition. Nichols stated, and I quote, "I'm having trouble seeing this as a debilitating condition. We're going to be putting this with other conditions that are indeed debilitating. I really see my role here as being a gatekeeper so that Illinois can be a leader in showing that every single thing that comes before the board is not approved. This is one I can't support." And she,
Oh my God!
Yes. Yes, careful. I know.
Stick
do-
human.
I know.
Sicko.
I know.
Oh my God! Look at you.
She was the lone no vote for painful
What a-
ovarian cysts.
What a sicko.
Cast by Dr. Jane Nichols, an associate professor in the Rehabilitation, Counseling, and Administration program at Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. Again, what we need is more intelligent people
Holy shit.
to come to these meetings and speak up. I'll tell you what I've done. I know what they're going to discuss on the next one, and I've come prepared. And I have started gathering peer-reviewed studies on how cannabis and CBD can help these conditions. And I will link those when these people who don't know what they're talking about are saying that these things...
This is taxation without representation again. This, to the specificness, is that this person is trying to
be a gatekeeper
on the behalf of the fucking state, who is stealing from the fucking consumer, is willing to say, I'll tell you who can fucking consume and who can't still, is gotta be one of the sickest shits that I've ever heard. It is right outside of the fucking the 7% shit we were talking about last week. That shit fucks me up.
You know what the craziest thing is? Is that what we're really talking about here? Because we're talking about
the difference of who gets taxed or not.
Yeah.
It's literally
does this person with this disease get a tax break?
100%. And she's the gatekeeper to it.
And she's counseling, rehabilitation, addiction, all that stuff. So of course they see marijuana.
Yeah, because
they see
an
everything
addiction
so black and
counselor
white.
really gets to fucking tell you what ovarian cyst patients get to fucking deal with.
Dude, you should have been on this because
freak out.
There were people who were speaking up about how this affects them. And like, there was a woman who was talking about having better access to suppositories.
100%.
Because that's what helps. And there was another woman who talked about how they had ovarian cysts that could rupture at any time.
I wish that they would allow for more medical facility licenses to go out, medical dispensary licenses. Allow somebody to actually run a medical-driven facility. Yeah. And there are some of them that still do a really good job of representing the medical patients. But holy shit, the state's doing a poor job of it. And if that's what we're getting is gatekept from fucking tax breaks because your cystic problem is different than somebody else's cystic problem. And we already have different conditions that are related directly to cystic growth. And for you to say that the one in the one spot is more debilitating than the one in the other spot is the fucking looniest thing to me.
Here are my notes from the thing. My clip notes is that they seem to be focused on pain only for conditions.
100%. That's all they know.
That's all they're focused on. They don't. There was argument about how cannabis could help somebody feel better about themselves and about exercising, which could help their condition. I think it was
look at
PCOS, and they're focused on is pain. The other thing. Some members are concerned their votes will be public.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should be public because they won't before. See that right there, Jane Nichols? I see myself as a gatekeeper.
Yep.
We need more voices for us.
Yep, that is disgusting.
So anyway, check me out on the Cole memo. Thanks for having me on, Cole. Chillinois is super cool. We're still going to go on some time.
Yeah. I just...
we should talk to our friend.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get a few news things out there.
No, let's talk to our friend.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, John.
Yeah.
I am sorry that we had to rant about this shit.
I mean,
but it affects all of us.
He's a regular podcast watcher, and he's, you know. also a medical user. So like he understands this affects him as well, and
Absolutely.
his family, his livelihood, or whatever. It affects everybody, in some way. So
Yeah.
So John,
Yes, sir.
I hear you like the marijuana.
I love it.
Do you?
Do you?
Well, I prefer the cannabis.
Okay.
God, I like you even more.
But I guess whatever it's called, I'll still smoke it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite way to consume? Is like combustion or?
I would say dabbing is probably the way I go nowadays.
Nice.
I still smoke some flower.
Yeah.
Just
some dupes.
Just because I love it.
Yeah. I was always
you can't go around the taste of some good flower.
It's the truth.
And but I think for the maintenance, for the most part, for me, it's mostly dabbing all day.
Yeah.
Just to kind of, I always say I like to get a little bit elevated, and I like to just coast off that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm not trying to get
nothing too crazy.
ridiculous.
Just dab, start the day, and kind of balance it throughout the day.
Yep.
It's my favorite way, I would say.
Yep.
I'm usually halfway through my coffee before I start consuming.
Depends on the morning.
But
yeah, I like to give myself a little bit of time.
Hell yeah.
You said you're a medical user. Do you use medicinally with a card or for a direct condition, or are you just more long term?
I would be more long term.
Medicinal
I
use.
actually do not have a card.
Yeah, good. Like you don't have to use cannabis as medicine, and I think that all prolonged use of cannabis is medicinal cannabis use. I've said it forever, but yeah, the only reason I asked is because if you had a direct condition that you were treating with cannabis, I love talking about conditions.
I am treating the condition called life.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Fuck, I'll talk about that forever, John. Yeah.
I would say a little bit of treatment for ADD and just kind of minor aches and pains here and there. And throughout my life, I've pretty much said it feels like weed cures everything.
Yeah.
Down to the common cold. If I'm just feeling down and out from that, I always found if I smoke a little bit of weed, if it's the cough that keeps you from it, do some edibles, and it always makes me feel just that much better. Whether it's just I kind of forget about how sick I'm feeling at the moment, or it just kind of gets me a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, there's this thing that everybody does when they try to justify their use as like, and not that you just did.
That's
but
exactly what
I'm doing. Let me tell you, I think I use it more medicinally. No, you fucking do. Everybody who uses cannabis and the entourage effect or whatever it is because the plant still contains properties that are playing in your CB2 receptors, which play synergistically with your immune system. Anything you can do to boost your immune system is probably better for yourself. And if it comes from something more natural or something you grew yourself, fucking 10 times better. Because, and I talk about it with Aaron all the time, if you're growing in your environment, that plant is sucking up everything that's in your environment and then giving back to you in the same way that bees do with the honey. It's just your local environment that you're able to consume, and it synergistically plays in the ways that your
nutrients out of the soil that is from your area.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know. What if our houses have some kind of airborne something, a little bit more of a mold or a little bit more of a something that is just not, it's not super bad, but it gives us the irritation. If the plant is sucking that thing in, fighting its way off, and then still growing in whatever, and then is allowed to give us what's going to act kind of like the honey does, right? It has the properties that it sucked in, and bing, bing. So
I like the way you're thinking.
I mean, I've always said, I think that the plant is more the product of its environment sometimes, and the people who love it. When you guys are down there loving on them fucking things, talking to them, singing to them, everybody's that's funny. No, fucking do that.
Oh, it helps.
You're adding that into the fucking atmosphere, and you're building up whatever it is. So I'm super into that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
How long have you been consuming?
Oh, probably since I was 13, 14.
Yep.
Kind of graduated from cigarettes at the time.
Only took me 20 minutes this time to figure it out.
Hey.
Oh, nice.
You didn't hit record?
On the
I mean,
microphones.
So that microphone. So I mean, I honestly, with that not having a microphone, we might actually just need to run it through. Unfortunately,
Well, I think
I think it'll be fine.
He should be fine because
I
he's
think
so
it's
much
fine.
closer to the thing.
I think it's fine.
But hey, listen, viewers
Jesus.
out there in the world,
What are you gonna do?
if you don't hear some things at the beginning, life
Yeah,
goes on.
Maybe
Life goes on. It's true. It's
just
fine.
email and we'll let you know what we said.
Yeah, we'll let
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. And that just means we'll get you on to another episode. We'll talk more about things. But we're here now, and we're talking now, and you got
It's
us
cool.
loud and clear.
Well, you know, the last one we didn't. We remembered. I remembered because we recorded 2 in a row. So
Yeah,
you know, we
that's
skipped
good.
an episode, and this
good.
one will be just fine. I don't.
I think we'll be
LOL.
okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, it's such a professional thing we got going on here, right?
Well, you know.
No,
gotta
it's
start
just
somewhere.
but it's not supposed to be either. And who wants to do all that work?
Hey, listen.
Honestly, who wants to do all that work?
True.
This guy.
I mean, he will do
He
the
does all the
work,
work.
so-
Yeah, he
I
does
do
all
all
the
the
work.
work.
So,
Yeah, whatever.
No, I 13, 14. That's me
Yes,
also.
thank
That's you,
you.
also,
Yes.
right?
Probably 14, 15.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Right. I think that's probably when we're dealing with, at least through our generation so far, that's when we're dealing with the most social pressure.
Social pressure, emotional changes,
Correct.
and just kind of
Bingo.
what in the world is going on in this world.
Bingo. And
Having
You finally,
friends.
you finally kind of open your eyes and see
Yeah.
the world a little bit more for what it is.
Yep.
You're not as much of a kid anymore. You kind of
You're all angry and
wow.
yeah.
pent up.
Right.
Testosterone hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at least for half of us. But no,
At
it
least
is.
half.
Well, hey, depends on what you want. I think that there's a lot to be said for that. And I think that all of us who come from that earlier consumption phase look around these events that we're going
Mhm.
to, talk to the people. It's literally the same story after the same story
Yeah.
after the same story. The people who are getting into cannabis now for the first time, who have never consumed before, who are coming into dispensaries and getting taxed 40% and whatever. I feel bad for them
Yeah.
in some way because you are getting a faked version of what all of us we were hiding it, we were lying
Yeah.
about it, we would do anything
Getting
to kind of
arrested for
Yeah.
it.
100%. Yep. Incriminated, everything. And for that, the relationship that we built with us and the plant will far exceed what these people have to go through as a journey of paying taxes, finding out what's behind the fucking packaging. I'm having people come to me who have consumed cannabis for many years in their life and going, so what's up with this fucking THCA thing? And I'm like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but for all of us who've consumed for forever, who even gives a fuck? Who
Yeah.
cares THCA, THC, CBD, CBN, CBG, linalool, fucking myrcene? Who gives a shit about any of it? Give me sticks and fucking stems. I'll pick them fuckers out
Just
and
put
I'll
it in
smoke
a bag and I'll smoke it.
Bingo.
Yeah.
And for
Yeah.
all of us, we've become more refined, and we started to because
We definitely know what we like now.
and we've got way more connections to very cool people. You
Everything
can go
tastes
into a
weird
disp-
now.
To a
Why
degree.
does everything taste so fucking weird now? Can I just have
my
some
own thoughts
weed?
on that.
What are your thoughts on that?
So, strains have changed.
Yeah.
We all
Yes.
know that.
Lots of breeding.
But there are people that can still get some of these older strains.
Yes.
But we're all growing under LED now.
oh, you're one of those.
So,
What are you watching
Well,
like Shark
when-
Shark Mouse
growing
Farms
up,
and
like I said, I took it straight out of those ditchweed bags
sure.
and started growing it. Eventually, I learned, okay, we got to put some lights on this and get this stuff inside
Yeah.
because this is what High Times magazine is telling us to do.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so let's try it. So I brought it inside and, got the high pressure sodium,
Yep.
got the metal halide, and that's my experience growing.
Yep.
Is all high pressure sodium bulbs, super hot, super crazy.
That's how we used to
and
grow in
just
hydro
fans
and
all over,
flood
air
tables,
conditioning
yeah.
all over, and you are just sucking up electricity.
Yep.
Yep.
That is how I remember growing.
Correct.
So
I love the fact that
part of me
LEDs are not
wonders
hot
if
anymore.
some of those lights were helping bring out some of those terps.
Well, I mean, there's still people who grow under
Different
metal
light
halide. I mean,
levels and different fertilizers back then.
there's MSOs right now growing under metal halide. A lot of
True.
people LED under LED for veg, and then metal halide for flower.
All I had was high pressure sodium.
We also have
I
to
don't know.
realize that the transition
I'm gonna try it.
is a little bit different. The time frame is actually way closer than we think, right? 1946, it leaves the pharmacopoeia. 1970s, we see that fucking hippie movement. Everything in the 70s had to go indoors. Once the crackdown fucking happened, once it was the war on drugs and fucking
Right.
everything, once that went about, everybody said, fuck you, I know how to grow this shit. And what are you cracking down on? You're cracking down on THC? I didn't know before. Nobody fucking knew before
Right.
that. And once you said you're cracking down on THC, everybody went inside and started to learn how to pump these fucking plants for THC, right? So all of the breeding for however long,
Yeah.
outside of the things that are natural land race that we see people like Arjen Roscom, the strain hunters and shit going out and
Sure.
finding.
This dude right here.
Bingo.
Check out his genetics. He's doing
Outside of
important
that,
work.
it was all indoor,
That's right.
pressed for fucking THC, squeezed for fucking, and like you said, what lights? Oh, I just tapped the mic. I'm so sorry. What lights were fucking doing what?
Right.
What nutrients were we putting in what? Everybody was trying something, right? And we saw a few people who were doing it well, and we all fucking grabbed their shit. For a long time, we were just
Yeah.
getting the people who were doing
Yeah.
it well. We said, thank God you're here, because the rest of us don't know what the fuck is going on. It's all this trade secret shit.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's cool that these communities are finally coming together. Everybody's having conversations
Sharing
about what this
secrets.
plant
Yeah.
is.
Talking
all of
to
us
each
are-
other.
Yeah.
And asking questions exactly like you just asked allows us all to get on the same page. We don't fucking know. Nobody fucking knows.
Right.
Having these conversations and all of us talking about these points
Yeah.
is like aha fucking moments. There's somebody out there listening right now going, holy shit, I didn't fucking think about it like
Right.
that. I didn't, and that's what's gonna snap this thing one day and take it off into the right direction. I think that this is like cannabis is so much easier than all of us realize.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking plant. We call it weed because of how good it is at growing, right? It's not fucking, everybody says it is a weed. It's a fucking plant.
It's a plant.
It's a plant. It's not a weed. And it is
If it's
grown-
not native to your area, fair. It's a weed. But it is not
But
classified.
cannabis is native to all
Right,
areas.
exactly.
It is growing and has been growing natively
Exactly.
to every fucking part of this
Exactly.
rock that we've explored.
Exactly.
Including the mountains, the fucking
Antarctica.
equator, the fucking ice caps. We everywhere
Yeah.
we fucking find this plant.
It's everywhere.
It's resilient and it's fucking very capable.
It's brilliant.
And yeah, I think moving it away from what you're saying is there is this consistent thing going on with cannabis. I don't know if it's flavor. I don't know if it's just because of how we're growing it. I don't know what it is, but it's not the sticks and stems weed that we got, but we all still felt good, right? I giggled way more back then, and everybody goes, well, that was because your first time trying weed. Fuck no. People who are trying weed the first time now aren't getting fucking
doing
giggles
that.
and shit.
Actually,
Some of them are.
Actually, I told you guys that story.
You did.
I got some infused and non-infused almonds from a friend in the hemp/cannabis/culinary space. And my wife had some of the non-infused almonds and got high, and she has never gotten high in her life. And it was just lots of giggling and laughing.
Non-infused in what capacity? How?
I think they were I think these almonds had like some sort of powder on them, like some seasoning. And then some of them had like infused seasoning in a different package.
And then she ate both.
No, she ate the non-infused ones. I think only one was infused. I think
Yeah.
one got in.
Well, and that's the whole thing is that
I mean, that's irregardless of it. I'm just saying that as somebody who
But so my whole point to it is that how much of something is getting consumed, because I can actually speak on if she consumed something that has 5 milligrams of THC as an edible, it can be so much for
I
the
know.
first time user.
True.
But for all of us who understand what this thing
Fair.
is, it is very,
That's
very
true.
gentle of a dose.
That is true.
So that middle ground, and because it's an edible, it's been synthesized
yeah.
through our liver. It comes across as delta fucking 11 or hydroxy 11 or whatever the fuck they call it, which is 10 times more psychoactive. All that shit doesn't necessarily hit me the same way as edibles will fuck you up for a very long time. And small amounts, depending on your digestion, can make you feel different things.
Yeah.
Inhalation, which is where all of us
Yep.
started.
Yep. You're right.
Not
I
one of us
realized. I
never-
realized as soon as you said, I was like, I get what you're saying.
No,
already.
and I
Yeah,
think that
you're
that's
right.
it, is that the inhalation of small doses of cannabis, because of how quickly we are affected by it and how fast we can kind of tone that in, it hits our lungs, it goes into our bloodstream. Our bloodstream circulates through our body in 5 minutes. We feel the entire effects of one hit of cannabis in 5 minutes. Doesn't matter who you are. Your psychology or your physiology works that way. So for all of us, it's a little bit more. I mean, 5 minutes later, we're like, oh, I feel really good. And then all of a sudden, dink, 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 the 3-4 more hits that you did
Right.
are going to pile
Those
on, and you
start
might
setting
go
in.
too
Yeah.
fucking fast, right? You might have gone too far in your first time consuming. A lot of people say, I didn't even feel anything my first time consuming when we used to smoke back in the day, right? Now, these people are literally
That's
saying,
true.
I feel
I did.
paranoid. I did also, but, well, it's a half and half. We smoked our first sticks and stem weed out of the back of a notebook. Notebook paper we rolled up. We smoked it in a fucking
Oh, yeah,
tube. I
that's-
don't know what I felt anyway, but
Not good.
no,
Not
felt
great.
I felt fat with my other fat friends in the fucking tube was all I felt. It was
I
a hot
emptied
summer
out
day.
a cigarette and put like chunks in.
Yeah, well, and
because
we
I didn't know you
literally-
were supposed to break it apart.
we
so I
literally
just like
had
put chunks down in there, and somehow it did something.
6
Yeah.
chunks of
It was
weed.
enough to get a few hits to
Yep.
each person.
Oh, we used
Yeah.
to get ditchweed. Like we would walk because we're from the, I'm from the fucking little farm towns and shit,
Sure.
and we were like walking through the fucking ditches looking for fucking ditchweed and
Well,
stuff back in the day.
My uncle
yeah.
tells me stories about fucking how it just used to grow wild in the fucking field out in front of his house,
Yeah.
and that's where he used to get his weed from. And I was like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck
He's
up.
not
Are you
wrong.
being serious? He said, yeah. And then one day, they came through and they cleared the whole fucking ditch out, threw all kinds of killer and shit all over it. Everything down there died. And he said, and it never grew back again. He said that shit grew there my whole fucking life, dude. Just wild. The shit would
Yep.
come back every year, just on its own. And he
Yeah.
said that's what I smoked for.
Roaming through the fields of Yorkville looking for weed.
Yeah, that's literally. I was blown away when he told me, but it fucking worked for him. He tells me all
Sure.
the time.
We used to smoke
how
out of
that
cans,
was his favorite
unfortunately.
fucking weed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. You
And
know what? God, yeah, nothing tastes
Some
like
of
that
those
old
outdoor
weed.
terps, you know?
Well, and bingo. What
It all
does
kind of
the
tastes
sun
the same.
give?
Like it all kind of tastes the same though. It
Yeah.
was all. It was all
Grass.
Yeah, very, yeah. There
Kind
was
of
an
grassy,
earthiness.
kind of leafy.
Yeah. It kind of had some. It depended. Sometimes it was a little more floral or a little bit more fruity. You did catch those undertones of some terpenoids because they
you
did
could get
exist.
some citrusy,
But-
some piney.
If we look historically through High Times and we see what was winning High Times cannabis cups in the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, we can see the progressions of weeds.
Absolutely.
We can also see the progression of THC percentage through it all. Back in the day, 3-4% THC. And I get it. If we look at them weeds, even the pictures of it, the crystalline form is not what it is nowadays.
Not
but
anywhere
we-
close to what it is now.
That's what we did through Prohibition, though. We forced it.
I remember being in my 20s and people saying that the government's stepping in and they're creating this new strain for CBD,
that
for
shit.
medical. And we were all worried that they were going to destroy our our fun plant with CBD.
Now we know. Sorry. Yeah, I know.
And it was just going to become stuff that doesn't get you high anymore.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, and so
Airflow on the top, like a joystick.
my
Yeah.
whole point to that is that what if back in the day, if cannabis had only 2%, 3% THC, what else was the rest of
That's
that
amazing.
plant's makeup? And what else was the rest of that plant's material? Because when we say THC percentage and shit, we're talking about by volume of that plant's material,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So like by volume of the plant's materials up into the fucking 70s, 80s, 90s, even early 2000s that were still fucking low THC percentages, under 10% consistently. If that was the truth of those plants and it worked for all of us,
What else was in that plant?
was there excess cannabinoids? Was there excess terpenoids?
Right.
Was there flavonoids? What is it that plant now has been deprived of?
The
and
aluminum
is-
from a Coke can.
Well, and don't get me wrong, that's 100%. You know, I mean, we've refined ourselves in some areas.
Not smoking
but
out of
we've
metal
also-
pipes.
I just don't know if we've
Okay.
declined the plant for what it could
Yeah.
possibly be in the robust state of things. In this framework of the entourage effect, where we don't really care what each thing is individually, but we care what the plant is as a whole. Maybe we fucked up somewhere along the lines, forcing this thing to
By
grow
trying
for
to pull
THC.
too much CBD or too much THC out of it to get the desired effects. Maybe we lost some desired effects along the way as well.
And
Exactly.
I believe also in lower quantities that this thing does different things for different people.
For sure.
If here is where we need to be for comfort in the physical world, pain wise, right? We might have to take the fucking the level of consumption way above where just our comfort level is, right?
Well, back in the day, I feel like my friends, we used to call that we were getting high and then we were getting stoned.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And there is a different level of, I mean, people are getting blasted now. People are consuming cannabis at a rate that I don't know that it fully
just give them
benefits
some RSO.
the
They'll be-
anatomy and
they'll be-
physiology.
They'll be happy.
Give him a fucking half a grain of rice size RSO. Actual medicine kills cancer.
Well, and
Like and
even then,
tell me how blazed you are when you're stuck.
look at fucking what's going on online. People doing blinkers and taking fucking gram
Yeah,
dabs
I've
and
been-
16 gram dabs and
I've
whatever
been doing
the fuck all that
blinkers
is.
for
Right, getting
since
into fucking
2011.
suits and having fucking leaf blowers light you up inside of a fucking.
Shout out
there's
Moonrock
Shout
Matt.
out Moonrock
Hey,
Matt.
Shout out Moonrock
I'm
Matt.
all the way into it. We've stepped
He's actually
over.
talking about the tent one.
Okay.
The leaf blower tent member
Okay.
back in the
that
day.
shit is cool as.
Or you see the
I
big
think it's cool
bongs
as
that you
shit.
step into.
Bingo,
and
exactly.
they-
I'm
yeah.
not against it. I personally want to step in the middle of one of these things, right? I have no problem with it. But I also think that for the average first time consumer to even think about that is
Yeah.
fucking
Wild.
going to the moon, right? But it also, for anybody who's trying to use medicinally,
Yeah.
to actually most benefit what's going on with your CB1 and CB2 receptors, doing that is not benefiting your anatomy and physiology to its most. Just a perspective, I think, might be there. But if we could increase some of those other cannabinoids or terpenoids or flavonoids that are playing synergistically in those other same compartments, that might benefit us far greater than to just take THC, send it through the fucking roof, and go, man, this feels really good. I don't think about anything anymore.
Agreed.
I'm not even I don't feel, like you said, I don't even know if I feel anymore. Right.
Sure.
So
Well,
yeah,
not quite that bad, but
well, not that it's, I'm not.
it doesn't seem like it was
pushing.
the same as it was back in the day. But I'm a lot older now, so things could be different.
Yeah.
And I have experienced the fact of you can purchase some THC levels that are like 22, 25, even up to 30% now in some of these strains. And you smoke that, and they're great. but I've smoked some 17% stuff that I swear got me a lot more
Oh.
high
And
put me in the place that I needed to a lot better than the higher THC level stuff did.
at the
And
beginning
that's
of
because
this,
of the terpenes and all the other cannabinoids that are in it.
bingo.
Exactly.
And that's exactly it. Is if the plant comes in and says 14% THC, but it looks as beautiful as the thing that says 30% THC, what else is there? Because it looks the same. They literally
Right.
look the fucking same. The crystalline production, the fucking hair production,
Absolutely.
the bud structure,
I was
it all
totally
can
fooled
look
at
the
first.
fucking same.
I
Literally.
was totally fooled at first.
But my favorite strain from the Illinois cannabis market was way at the beginning. It was called fucking
Illinois.
SFV OG.
Okay.
14
San Fernando Valley?
Yep.
Yep.
14% THC by volume. They couldn't fucking force people to buy the thing, to be
Right.
honest
Nobody
with
wanted
you.
it because they're looking at these numbers that really
25%,
don't matter, but
And-
they did to all of us for some reason when Dispos first came on the market in Illinois.
It's not,
and
but it's not still first. The amount of people who still use that as their
Yeah.
their go-to.
traceability for
I want the
success.
most THC for the cheapest price.
for
you know,
get the most for my money.
bang
I-
for your
I-
buck.
I
And
have
I
a-
don't blame anybody.
I have a friend that
understandable,
goes to Michigan. I know he doesn't listen, so I don't care about talking shit. Because I'm not really talking shit. He's my best friend. But he goes to fucking Michigan and buys dog shit fucking $70 an ounce THCA flower.
Well,
And I'm like, what are you doing, dog? Here,
Mhm.
have some of this homegrown. Let me give you something.
I think it's the same thing that I'm talking about, though, and what we've been talking about this whole time. For some people, you could give me fucking brickweed and I would get high.
Yeah.
Just give me. I only have X for budget, right? And I can
Sure.
only do so much.
And I understand why,
And-
because he's only got X for budget, but like he was, you know.
I wish, but
Hate to
that's my
watch-
thing.
Don't
is-
let friends smoke bad weed, man. It's hard.
If you got something better in your pocket,
I-
share.
I do.
Yeah.
I 100% do.
That's
You
it.
saw me at the last
I
Fox
did.
Valley Growers
Absolutely.
Club.
Gifting is allowed in Illinois. We
But
have a
also don't look
gifting.
down on them for what they got in their pocket either.
No. Hey, listen,
You
but
know?
also
Because we all got to smoke what we got to smoke for
yeah.
a reason. So
you don't have to show up and try and oversell it either, though, right?
absolutely.
My
correct.
main thing, because I've always been the one who wants to pack the pipe first, and
Yep.
I'm gonna pack it. We're gonna start smoking it, and if anybody else wants to contribute at any capacity, you can. But I want to get to a certain level of comfort, and I know that I can achieve it in my cannabis.
Absolutely.
I'll smoke your shit with you.
It
but
took-
if it's not
it
hitting
took,
for
like,
me, I'm just gonna pack
probably
another one of mine.
2.5 years before, and even now with Dave, I have to like stop him and like literally put my marijuana in his hand. But like it was probably 2.5 years before he'd even like smoke my stuff.
And it's
For
not
sure.
anything
And-
against anybody.
no, no,
I
no,
just
no.
have my
I get
shit,
it.
and I like what
yeah, I
it is.
understand.
It's always been consistent
Yeah.
quality, whatever. So like, but that's per each of us.
Correct.
Your shit does it for you. My shit does it for me. Your shit does it for you. And I think that if
Absolutely.
we were to share a little bit here and there, I'd go, whoa, I really do like that. I like what I like too. I just
Yeah.
fall back
Yeah.
into my routines. Maybe because of where I go, I get it at the
Sure.
price point that makes me happy and whatever it is. And you might have a better connect than I do. See, that's a lot of what's going on in this thing too, where I think even the dispensary game that's out there, because I'm back in the industry, they have the same products. There might be a
Yeah.
little bit better of a sale at one place or the other. You might be too far out there where you're getting taxed a little bit more than out here in the cornfields. But at the end of the day, it's all just
It's all
the
pretty much the same,
It's
yeah.
all the same thing. We all have access to a fucking
Great
Greek
product.
fucking diner style menu of products now.
Right.
There is everything in every shape, size, color, whatever.
It's wonderful.
Outside of, for some of, like we talked about earlier today, I wish people had more access to suppositories.
Yeah.
Sure.
As funny of a conversation as it can be.
I mean, that was one of
Some-
our best reels. Goat loves that. He still talks about that to this day.
But I
Loves his flavored suppositories.
Hey,
Kev, you're the man.
Get you
Flavor.
whatever.
like what
'cause
we like, you know.
Yeah.
That's it, bro.
If they're available, I'm not going to say I
I mean-
wouldn't give it a shot.
Hey,
And
I have a
that's
question though. I'm sorry, I have to, but it's about suppositories. What would be your flavored suppository? We should ask everybody that. What flavor suppository would you like?
ooh.
Since
okay.
we're talking about it,
Damn. Now I got to think of mine.
pineapple.
I'm going to go with blueberry yum yum, dude.
Okay.
Damn
cool.
it, dude. Fuck. I
Damn.
was gonna fucking say that.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
alright.
Continue. I had to bring some levity to the situation.
No, you're good. I love cannabis.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I love growing cannabis. So, are you? You've never actually given. Do you grow?
I do.
You do. You've never actually. I don't think you've given me any of your bud, have you?
I don't have any at the moment.
No, I didn't mean now. I just
I'm
mean
an
in the
outdoor
past.
grower for the most
Oh,
part.
okay.
So
I probably just
and
haven't caught you in the summer at that
most
time.
of what I do harvest, I wash,
Cool.
turn into hash, and press it.
Sweet.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
I like that.
I love my dabs.
That's
so
super cool.
If I'm gonna, it's outdoor, so for the
Yeah.
most part,
Yeah.
you get some seeds every once in a while.
And that's okay. You can wash those
You just
suckers,
wash
man.
'em out and-
Yeah.
So
You
that's
know?
why you were
Oh,
the
I
first
love
one
it.
here when Goat came and gave his outdoor
yeah.
class, huh? You were.
If there's an extra
he
little
was- he
tidbit
was-
to learn, I'm all about learning.
how'd
Yeah.
how'd you like that?
I loved it.
Okay.
It was great.
Yeah, I thought so.
It's
too.
always good to hear other people's perspectives. There's always information to learn from anyone.
You heard it
True.
here, folks. If you have questions about outdoor growing, you can come here on Thursdays or Saturdays.
I'd be happy to help people
and
with their outdoor
talk
grows.
to this man.
Yeah, that's dope.
That one I do know.
Hell yeah! So
I'm getting back into the indoor grows soon, so
yeah, I heard. That's cool.
Nice.
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Hell yeah! Well, I mean, like, definitely let us know because we would be happy to shout you out, share you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, whatever we got to do is super fire.
Yeah. I love cannabis.
I like turtles.
But I live in
shot
a
a bear
house a
one-
lot of times that has a turtle inside of it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Turtletopia. Let's go.
I would eat turtle-shaped edibles.
I bet you. Hell yeah,
Oh.
terrapin.
Yeah.
Terrapin edibles.
That sound good.
Damn, that,
That
does sound good.
Fuck.
I do kind of got the munchies right now. I haven't really. Oh, you know what I did eat today?
What?
Fucking strawberry milkshake Pop-Tarts. So that
Oh,
came
you
up
should
on
not
another
have told
podcast
me
that I was on.
About that
And
sounds so
I was-
good.
So it started off by me saying "fuck Pop-Tarts," okay?
Generally, yes.
Right, because they
Every
suck
once in a while,
for
you
the
find a
most part.
flavor.
But
They're always so fucking dry. There's never enough jam. It's like I don't want that much dryness in my mouth.
it was Jason from fucking Unstable. So
Okay.
he's
Is that what he
I
was?
love the man.
Hold
He
on,
comes
hold
with
on.
high regard.
Hold on. Was this what he was fired up about?
No, well,
Damn.
I don't remember how it even got brought up.
Shout out on
Probably
Stable
me being
Discourse.
stoned up about something, but I think I did say Pop-Tarts. One of the disc golfers ate half a Pop-Tart, and I
okay.
said, yeah, Pop-Tarts blow. And then he was like, not all of them blow. There's only one that's great. And I was like, fuck that. And then it just rang in the back of my head. So one day I went and got some, and now I'm like, fucking, psh, if I can maintain one of them
good.
fuckers, dude.
So fucking
Shee.
strawberry shake Pop Tarts, pink drink, no fruit, light ice. What else?
Fuck, dude. I don't
I
know.
know.
No, I guess you're right. Are you trying to tell me I'm foo-foo or what? I like all things pink. I'm going to probably
What do you
buy
think?
that fucking bong right there and take it home, I guess.
That is a great bong, man.
It
yeah.
is a great bong.
Jeez Louise.
It's handmade.
It's also never mind. Inside thoughts.
Oh, my God.
I don't want to make fun of it.
Oh, my God.
Because it wasn't that wasn't my intent. It was just
you're a
you know.
sicko.
I've heard all the pussies love it.
That's right. Spiteful Stitches. Instagram.
Holy shit. If you don't go buy one of these things now,
Yeah.
holy shit. Golly, that was awesome.
Or should I rephrase that and say it'll get you some pussy?
It
Oh!
will. Cats love it.
Cats love it.
Yeah.
Jesus
Like, the bong is,
Christ,
like, almost
you
a
are
kick toy.
Amazing, John. I'm pumped about you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What else, man? Anything else? Tell me about some is there anything going on in the cannabis world that you're pumped up about, that you want to talk about, that you think everybody should know about?
Well, I was kind of pumped up for a little bit there about the whole rescheduling thing, but then I started thinking about it, and I don't know how to feel about it anymore. because I've heard various things. I was kind of pumped up thinking about getting cannabis put out there and paid for by insurance companies, and actually, like, people getting prescriptions and putting it in their pockets and being able to use it.
Speaking of, feds began accepting marijuana rescheduling comments, with key reform groups previewing how they plan to influence the process. What I'm saying is, please go leave a public comment. The government is more interested in how rescheduling would impact you if you were a business. They are less concerned about the normal, et cetera, et cetera.
That's kind of the issue that I
Yes.
found with it, the impact that it's going to have on the smaller businesses and some of the people who are, like, even the dispensaries.
Yeah.
I'm
Is that going to close down some of the dispensaries?
So
'cause
sickly
of
enough-
legalities, and now it has to go to pharmaceutical companies
I
to be
think that
produced and made.
what's weird, and I don't know, is because it was signed in an omnibus, which I don't know what level of law that holds over whatever they would reform this as, but it stated to the effects that the feds would never use federal funds to attack a state's medical program. So long as you represented it as a medical program and you still held some integrity in that form, I think that we would be protected to some degree. It scares me more that in rescheduling it, the taxation rate could just get so astronomical and
Up and
out
up
of
and up.
control that,
Yeah.
like,
The state already gets this much, and now the federal government needs this
and
much
that's
too.
what I'm
Exactly.
a little bit worried of. And the whole fucking thing, like, we talk about just the end sales tax of whatever. We don't even talk about the fact that our fucking paycheck got taxed before we fucking bought the weed, or the fact that we paid taxes on the fucking gas that we needed to go to get the fucking shit with,
And
or
the place
how
that we bought it off of has to pay
Right.
taxes on our taxes.
And that's the thing.
Taxes
when,
are theft.
When
I mean,
you see
taxes are theft.
taxes are
a-
theft. That is the correct.
when you see a
Correct.
dispensary
Yeah.
group giving you 20, 30, 40% off in some of these dispensary groups, buy
That's
one,
almost
get one
their
for a
margin.
penny, whatever they're doing, they are almost losing money at
Yep.
this point, because they go back, them taxes still hit you,
Mhm.
and then the taxes still hit them.
Still hit them.
So even to give you the discount, it feels weird. And for the consumer still, you're like, well, I could still go to fucking Michigan and get it for 10 times fucking less than what I'm paying for it here. You're still getting taxed 25% in fucking Michigan.
Yeah.
So it's purely just, the barrier to entry as anything disappoints the fuck out of me, right? I think that we should be able to probably see, I would love to see average
This is a live update.
general, like, peddlers licenses. Why
Sure.
can't all of us be able to market and represent the plants that we are capable of growing? Like in a farmer's market, you can grow some fucking tomatoes, show up with your tomatoes at
Absolutely.
the farmer's market and sell it.
And sell it right then and there.
I don't see why.
Even if it's more restricted, like microbrewery and,
Oh, and
craft brewing.
and
Why can't a guy like me, a grower like me or you,
Yeah.
get a great product and sell it to a few of our friends, and they're like, hey, I like your great product, and all of a sudden we have a business,
and the real part of it
And
is
our business turns into,
you're willing to pay taxes while doing
you
it
know,
too.
I'd
Right.
love to make it legal and pay all the taxes and
I'm
do
willing to
everything
pay the taxes
perfectly.
for it too. And that's the fucked up part, is that it's so restrictive, yet everybody's like, just lay the framework for us to pay the fucking due taxes, and we'll just fucking pay the taxes, right? Well, if you let everybody out of the cage like that, well, you know how many wouldn't, and then they'd have to wrangle some more people up, and then so yeah, I understand to some degree, right? When you think of the extremes of how bad things can go to just let every dog out of the cage at once, okay, but also we're-
thin
th-
ourselves out.
I think so. And quality will always prevail. It's the
Right.
same thing with, look at how many restaurants are out there. Look at how many come and go and come and go, and they fucking change ownerships
Cost and
change the
quality
name.
are what keeps you.
So if you're willing to put the quality in, if you're willing to give the extra effort, there's a better chance you survive. And if you don't, that's what America's made on, is failing businesses, really, right?
Absolutely.
People trying so hard, dumping everything back into this process, buying all the goods, buying all the fucking, paying for all the services, getting all the employees, paying the W-2s, paying the taxes. And then all of a sudden, a few years down the road, you go, what the fuck? Have we even made $1 yet? I've
Yeah.
been so worried about trying to maintain the thing that I care about. I still haven't even made a fucking $1 off of shit.
They just want to keep doing what they're doing because they love it.
and
And
so
the money doesn't matter.
I hope that it evolves back into that within our lifetimes. I don't know that we see that because
There's the 7%.
government and because of regulation. There's just so much restriction, and without really much evidence for why, without really much more than we fucking said so. And none of the medical evidence that has ever been presented necessarily speaks negatively to cannabis, right? There's a few things, hyperemesis, probably schizophrenia, and things of that nature, kind of making people take the whole next step in their own psychology. So fine, but yeah, the barrier to entry to this thing sucks. The fact that you, me, Aaron, all found this thing at an early point in our lives and went, holy fuck, this
Yeah.
is cool. How do I
Yeah.
get involved in it?
This
How
is
do I
great.
help? How do I get a job? How do I pay for my life through cannabis?
Yeah.
And it's cool that you now work here. You've got your significant other who makes products that represent cannabis.
Yeah, she does some
Um,
awesome stuff.
Yeah, I
She
honestly
really does.
think,
And she's been such a, like, I see you guys at almost every event.
yeah,
like
I've seen you at
every
every event
event.
that I've showed up to, and I thought you've been
We're
one
all
of the
about supporting-
nicest. Yeah,
Support dope people.
Support dope people,
Yeah.
that's right.
you've been one of the nicest guys.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
invited me into smoking sessions a couple of times with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think just again, as far as representatives of what good quality cannabis is, and the positive lights of where what can as a whole, we're the representatives of it.
That's right.
We are the chances for this thing to go
Illinois
into the
cannabis
future
culture
without
right
being
here.
so 100%.
Absolutely.
Without it going into the too corporatized, too marketed, too bullshit, fakeness, whatever. Hey, listen, I want Tommy Chong and Cheech Marin to fucking survive also, right?
Yeah.
But I think they've made plenty of money for them to be representing dog shit products in plenty of different markets just off of their identities alone.
Mhm.
It sucks. It's the same thing fucking Cookies did with Burner, whatever the
Yep.
fuck it is.
Right.
He's just a fucking package. And listen,
Hey,
They're-
he's
they're
doing
just
he's,
about the dollar at this
he's
point,
doing
too.
food spices now. You can get some
Yeah.
of his wacky spices.
listen, I love that for him individually.
Yeah.
And I'm not hating on him or Cheech and Chong or anything. I'm hating
some
on the
money.
idea that so many people are bamboozled by what that is and won't get to a quality product until they hear us talk about what the difference is between that bullshit and what you and I grew up on and what we know as actual cannabis adventure, personal journey. We've all had them fucking so paranoid, racy, fucked up times. And then we lived through it and we went, wait a minute, that's actually not that bad. And like, I slept way better than I did, than I thought I would. I feel better. My back actually doesn't hurt as much. Like,
Right.
we came out of it and went, motherfucker, this actually feels good.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
what?
You know what? And right. So all of those negative instances that we went through, paranoid, laying up in the middle of the night going, fuck, mom's going to find me dead in bed and I'm going to fucking had a heart attack or whatever the fuck we were thinking when we were 13, 14, laying in fucking bed. All that bullshit that we went through, I think it gives us the perspective that we have. And I think that it's why talking, and thank you for coming on and talking with us
Thanks for
and
the
giving
invite.
your
Oh, yeah.
perspective on things and being part of the community the way that you are, helping people with their outdoor grows now, being part of Little Bean, doing the whole thing.
Helping Charlie and Rochelle to have a day off.
And
Yeah.
good.
You know
because they
what I mean?
deserve
A
it
much
too.
deserved
There's-
day off.
Much deserved day off. Love those people. Love what they're doing.
They are
Rochelle
constantly working.
Yeah.
And-
I'm glad I could be here just to give them a little bit of
I mean,
time
that-
together. You
that's
know?
why I worked the
Bingo.
event.
'Cause
Like I
time
offered to
together is
work
what
the
really
event
counts.
this weekend. I was like, let me just help. You know,
Yeah.
let me help.
Right.
Yep.
So,
And it all, that's the thing I think that we represent is a little bit of heart, a little bit of passion, a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
of you know, we're
You're-
not so gangster and thug, and it's not that that's even bad to do either, whatever the fuck you want to do, but that gives a bad look to the thing that is otherwise way too fucking gentle.
Sure.
Right? To otherwise
Absolutely.
is benefited all of us to become the decent. I think all of us are probably
Just-
decent characters as a
Yeah.
whole. You know,
It's helped
so-
me in so many ways. It's hard to even put them all down on paper or even into thought.
Well, bingo.
From PTSD to
Bingo.
just
Yeah.
man, everything.
Yep. Yeah. There's
Like,
not an instance I don't turn to it.
Getting arrested and sitting in jail overnight, while you're like, man, all I did is have some weed and a pipe.
yeah, but think about all the times you
You
didn't
know,
smoke weed.
and still came out of it. Went home and grabbed
We
that
can
bag
still
I
see you,
had
Charlie.
and-
It's okay. We're about to be
Well,
done. Love you, Charlie.
No, yeah,
you're fine.
I think that's the whole thing is that for somebody especially who has been affected by in a negative way, i.e. the sitting in jail or
Sure.
any fines that any of you have had. I've been
All
pulled
the above. All
over
the above.
multiple times, all the bullshits. It's horribly disappointing that something that, like we've said, we've found it to be, it's our fucking turn to.
Yeah.
It's our best friend.
Why am
Each
I getting
one of us
arrested
can-
for you?
It realistically, before you go cry to your best friend on the phone or you go
Yeah.
over to their house, you smoke a
You
fucking
smoke a little
pipe.
bit of weed.
So you mean to tell that this thing is
Or
a
just
lot
go
of
over to
our
your best friend's
Mary
house, smoke
Jane's
some
always
weed on
been
the
one of
front
my
porch.
first loves.
bingo.
Yeah.
Well, and bingo.
You know,
Yep. It doesn't talk back. It's very comforting. It helps with the psychology. Like there's so many benefits to what this thing does that, yeah, you nailed it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The one thing I forgot, and if you made it this far, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Apologies about the audio, the first 20 minutes. But the one thing I did want to do, and I'm glad that the audio's on for this, I want to shout out Miss Minnie from Canna Equity, Illinois, passed last week. And she was a badass. And she was a big part in making Canna Equity, Illinois Coalition happen. And she was real big on the expungement side and the community side. And Chicago lost a real one, so RIP.
Yeah. Sorry I did not know that.
Yeah, we found that out yesterday.
I'm sorry to
But-
hear that.
Anyway, we love you all. Smoke
Yeah.
weed every day. Peace.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.